is kind of the introductory period where I'm making my way to my towns, and if you get our outage notifications, you may have seen my last name. So right now I'm just kind of putting a face with the name at this point, as well as updating in terms of some of the improvements that we're doing to some of our equipment and our reliability statistics. So the plan that we've gone forth with the BPU is a two-phase project. We requested a 4-year, $400 million grant to improve reliability. They have temporarily granted a 1-year, $97 million grant. And what that grant entails is, like I said, a two-phase project. The first being increased vegetation management. So if you're familiar with the way we do our vegetation management, we've always had by BPU right to trim in what's called the lockout zone. So outside of a substation, that's the circuits that feed directly into those distribution poles. Those feed sometimes 5,000-6,000 customers, so that area we keep quite clear. This is a additional section of trimming that is more in terms of the main right-of-ways of town, not necessarily the tertiary streets, but the main sections of town that would serve the biggest amount of customers. So we'll be doing some notices when those start to take forth. We'll send you the 2-week notice over the 3-phase primary, which is the ones that run along our distribution poles. So that's the first piece. The second piece is a device, which is a new piece of smart technology called the Trip Saver. This is a device that is mainly instituted right now by Florida Power and Light. But if you're familiar with the electrical service that we provide, you'll see a cutout box where there's a fuse located, and oftentimes when there's an outage, you'll see the fuse in the downward position. What happens from that point is, from a line shop, a troubleshooter or a crew will come out and find the location where the actual fault or where the fuse is blown. Their job after that is to inspect the whole circuit to find where that fault is, as well as if there's multiple faults, to clear them up before they throw those fuses back. This device will, essentially it's an automated fuse cutout. So that normal fuse will now be replaced by a device that will automatically try and lock itself back into place, restoring those customers and essentially doing what its name is and saving the trip for the troubleshooter. So a lot of times the biggest problem we have for the duration of the outages is that these circuits sometimes go multiple miles, and it's quite a distance that they have to travel. In order to safely make repairs, they have to make sure that every fault is cleared, so that way if they throw that fuse back in, they know, being in the bucket, that they'll be safe. So this device we're going to be putting out through all of our towns within New Jersey. We're hoping that by the end of the project, both the vegetation management and the Trip Saver, once they're completed, which should be at the end of 2020, the BPU will look at our statistics past that point and see that there is an actual noticeable improvement in the reliability as well as the time of the outages. So at that point, hopefully we'll be able to grant more money to this initiative and be able to keep people in power for longer periods of time. So as those start to wrap up in each of my towns, again, this is kind of an introductory meeting just so you can see my face, but as those start to wrap up, I'll come back